You do not win your life by accident. You win it by what you decide to tell yourself every single day. Most people wake up and let the day label them tired, busy, behind, stressed. Those words quietly sit in the mind and control effort without permission. By the time the day gets hard, they already feel defeated and they don't know why. Here's the truth most people never hear. Your brain takes daily repetition as instructions. Whatever message you give it again and again becomes the standard it follows. Not because it is true, but because it is familiar. This video is built around one daily decision. A sentence that is not about ego or noise, but about direction. A sentence that keeps you standing when motivation disappears. A sentence that reminds your mind that quitting is not the default response anymore. If you've ever felt like you know you can do more, but something keeps pulling you back, this is for you. If you are tired of starting strong and fading quietly, this is for you. Stay with this till the end, because once you understand how to train your inner voice daily, you stop waiting for confidence and start creating results. And that is where winning actually begins. Number 1, repeat winning words until belief forms. When you repeat winning words every day, you are not pretending. You are not lying to yourself. You are training yourself. The mind learns through repetition. It learns what you feed it most often. If you repeat fear, it learns fear. If you repeat doubt, it learns doubt. If you repeat confidence, it begins to accept confidence as normal. This is not magic. This is how human thinking works. Many people walk through life repeating losing words without realizing it. They say, I am tired. They say, I am unlucky. They say, this never works for me. They say, I will try and see what happens. Those words are not harmless. They shape behavior. They shape decisions. They shape how long a person stays in the fight when things feel heavy. The mind does not separate jokes from beliefs. It records everything. When you say, I am going to win every day, you are giving your mind a direction. You are not saying life will be easy. You are not saying today will be perfect. You are saying, no matter what shows up, I am staying in the game. Winning begins there. It begins with a decision spoken out loud. Words spoken silently fade too fast. Words spoken clearly settle deeper. Belief does not appear fully formed. Belief is built layer by layer. One sentence repeated today. The same sentence repeated tomorrow. The same sentence repeated on days when you feel strong and on days when you feel unsure. At first, the words may feel empty. That is normal. Most new habits feel strange at the start. But the mind adapts. It always does. There is a quiet moment that happens when repetition begins to work. You wake up and say the words, and something feels different. You feel a small shift inside, not excitement, not energy, just steadiness. That steadiness is belief starting to grow. It shows up quietly. It does not announce itself. It shows up in how you respond when things go wrong. You pause longer before giving up. You breathe before reacting. You try again instead of walking away. People often wait for belief before they act. That is backward. Belief follows repeated thought, followed by repeated action. You say the words first, then you act in small ways that match those words. You keep appointments you make with yourself. You finish what you start even when it feels boring. Those actions support the words, and the words support the actions. That cycle builds a strong inner foundation. When pressure hits, and it always will, the mind goes back to what it knows best. If it knows doubt, it goes there. If it knows it goes there. If it knows winning language, it reaches for that instead. That is why repetition matters. Not for the good days, for the difficult ones. You cannot control everything that happens to you. That truth never changes. But you can control the message you give yourself every day. You can decide the tone of your inner voice. You can decide whether that voice tears you down or holds you steady. Repeating winning words is not about shouting confidence. It is about creating stability. People with strong belief are not louder than others. They are calmer. They do not panic as quickly. They do not rush into regret. They flirt themselves enough to stay patient. That trust comes from knowing they have spoken commitment to themselves again and again and have not walked away from it. When you repeat, I am going to win, you begin to define winning in a healthier way. Winning becomes showing up. Winning becomes learning. Winning becomes improving. One small thing today, that kind of winning is always available. And when the mind knows winning is possible, today it stays engaged. It does not shut down. There is a physical feeling that comes with belief forming. Your body relaxes slightly. Your shoulders drop. Your breathing becomes slower. You are not fighting yourself anymore. Many people are exhausted, not from work, but from inner conflict. One part wants to move forward, and another part keeps arguing. Repetition settles that argument. You do not need new words, weird day. Simple words work best. The mind trusts simple language. Repeat the same sentence until it feels familiar. Familiar words become safe. Safe words become believable. Believable words become identity. Identity is powerful. When a person sees themselves as someone who wins, they behave differently without forcing it. They prepare more. They complain less. They take responsibility faster. They stop blaming others because blaming does not fit their self-image anymore. Some days the words will feel strong. Other days they will feel weak. Say them anyway. Discipline is not built on feeling. It is built on consistency. The mind respects consistency. When you keep showing up with the same message, it listens. Winning words also affect how you speak to others. When your inner language improves, your outer language follows. You become more encouraging. You speak with clarity. People respond differently to you. Opportunities appear not because the world changed, but because you changed how you show up in it. Do not rush the process. Belief forms at its own pace. Your job is not to measure it daily. Your job is to repeat the words daily. Growth happens quietly. One day you realize you handled something better than before. That is proof the work is happening. Every great change begins small. A sentence repeated, a thought reinforced, a decision honored. Over time, those small choices build a strong internal structure. That structure holds you steady when life pushes back. Say the words when you wake up. Say them when the day feels long. Say them when you make mistakes, not as a demand, but as a reminder. You are not finished. You are still moving. You are still choosing. Winning is not about beating others. It is about not quitting on yourself. Repeating winning words is a daily vote for your future. One vote may not seem powerful, but repeated votes decide the outcome. You do not need permission to believe in yourself. You only need practice. Practice speaking strength. Practice choosing commitment. Practice reminding yourself you are becoming. Every day you repeat those words, you are shaping tomorrow. You are training your mind to expect progress. And when the mind expects progress, it looks for ways to create it. Say it again tomorrow. Say it the next day. Say it until the words feel like truth. And one day you will notice, you are not just saying you are going to win. You are living like someone who already has. Number 2, program mornings with intentional self-talk. Morning is not just the start of a day. It is the start of how you think for the next 12 to 16 hours. What you say to yourself in the first few minutes after waking up quietly sets the direction for your focus, your patience, your effort, and your choices. Most people let the morning happen to them. They grab a phone, they scroll, they react, they absorb noise before they choose a thought. Then they wonder why the day feels rushed, heavy, or out of control. Intentional self-talk in the morning is about choosing your mental input before the world chooses it for you. The mind is open when you wake up. Not sharp yet, not defended yet. It accepts suggestions easily. That is not a weakness. That is an opportunity. The question is, who uses it? You or everything else? If you wake up and allow worry to speak first, then worry becomes your guide. If you wake up and allow old regrets to speak first, then the past takes control of today. But if you wake up and speak with intention, you become the guide. You decide the tone of the day before the day decides it for you. Self-talk is already happening every morning, whether you notice it or not. The difference is most people do it without awareness. They think about what they did not finish yesterday. They think about what they are behind on. They think about problems before they think about possibilities. That kind of thinking drains energy before the day even starts. Programming your morning means replacing automatic thoughts with chosen ones. It means speaking words that stabilize you instead of shaking you. Words that remind you who you are and how you want to show up. Not loud, not dramatic, just clear and steady. A strong morning message does not need to be long. It needs to be honest. It needs to be repeated. It needs to point your attention in the right direction. Say things that encourage gentleness, not pressure. Say things that support effort, not perfection. When you wake up and say, "Today I will handle what is in front of me," you lower resistance. When you say, "I will stay calm and focused," you give your nervous system permission to slow down. When you say, "I will do my best with what I have," you remove fear of failure. These statements prepare you to act instead of react. People often think motivation comes from outside. It does not last when it does. Real motivation comes from clarity. When you know what kind of person you want to be today, you waste less energy deciding. The morning is when that clarity should be set. Your mind likes direction. Without it, the mind wanders. It jumps from concern to concern. Direction gives the mind a job. Intentional self-talk is that job assignment. You are telling your mind what to focus on and what to ignore. A programmed morning creates emotional balance. You are less likely to overreact to small problems, less likely to take things personally, less likely to quit when the day does not go as. Not because life got easier, but because your inner voice stayed steady. This is not about pretending everything is fine. It is about preparing yourself to respond well, even when things are not fine. There is strength in that kind of preparation. Quiet strength, reliable strength. Mornings shape confidence. When you speak to yourself with respect early, you are less likely to seek validation later. You stop needing approval for every step. You trust your judgment more. That trust builds slowly through repeated mornings of intentional thought. Many people say they do not have time in the morning. Time is not the issue. Priority is. 1 minute of focused self-talk can change the quality of the entire day. 1 minute of intention can save hours of distraction. Your environment matters. Where you speak your morning words matters. Do it before noise enters, before messages and email, before other opinions. Choose stillness, even briefly. Stillness allows the words to land. Consistency is more important than creativity. Use the same phrases. Let them become familiar. Familiar words sink deeper. Changing them too often weakens their effect. Pick language that feels natural and grounded. The goal is not excitement. The goal is stability. Excitement fades quickly. Stability carries you through long days. Intentional self-talk builds stability by reminding you that you are capable of effort, regardless of mood. Over time, your mornings become less chaotic. You start the day with less urgency. You make better decisions earlier. You protect your energy instead of spending it too fast. You respond instead of react. This practice also teaches patience. You learn to pause before thinking, to breathe before faving. Those habits begin in the morning and follow you through the day. You cannot rush calm. You must practice it. Intentional self-talk also shapes discipline. When you tell yourself early that you will follow through, you are more likely to keep small promises. Making your bed, drinking water, starting work without delay. Small actions support big confidence. The words you choose should match the life you are building. Speak responsibility if you want growth. Speak persistence if you want progress. Speak focus if you want results. The mind aligns with what it hears most often. There will be mornings when you feel resistance, when the words feel flat. Say them anyway. That is when they matter most. You are training your mind to stay steady even when emotions fluctuate. Over weeks, you will notice a change. You feel less rushed, less scattered, more grounded. That is not an accident. That is the result of daily mental preparation. You begin to understand that success is not built in dramatic moments. It is built in quiet routines. Morning self-talk is one of those routines. Simple, private, chaff. You do not need to announce it to anyone. This work is internal. Its results show through behavior, not words. People will notice how you handle pressure, how you listen, how you stay composed. They may not know why, but the reason will be clear to you. Each morning is a new chance to guide your thinking. Yesterday does not get to decide today unless you allow it. You have that choice every time you wake up. Speak with intention. Speak with respect. Speak with direction. Then step into the day already aligned with who you want to be. Do that long enough and mornings stop feeling random. They become a foundation, And a strong foundation supports a strong life. Number 3, replace doubt daily with decisive action. Doubt is not loud at first. It enters quietly. It asks small questions. It suggests waiting a little longer. It encourages delay instead of refusal. Most people think doubt arrives because they are weak. That is not true. Doubt arrives because you care. It shows up when something matters. The problem is not doubt itself. The problem is letting doubt stay in control. Every day you either feed doubt with hesitation or weaken it with action. There is no neutral ground. Doubt grows when you think too long and act too little. It shrinks when you move before it finishes its speech. Action interrupts doubt. Not perfect action. Decisive action. Decisive action does not mean reckless behavior. It means choosing movement over mental debate. It means doing the next clear step instead of waiting for full confidence. Confidence does not come first. It follows action. People who wait to feel ready often wait forever. The mind loves certainty when it does not have it. The mind invents fear. It imagines outcomes that have not happened. It replays past mistakes. It creates stories that feel real enough to stop you. Action breaks that loop. Action brings you back to reality. Every time you take decisive action, you send your mind a message. You say, I do not need perfect conditions to move. I do not need full clarity to begin. That message builds self-trust. Self-trust is stronger than confidence because it is built on experience, not emotion. Most doubt is not logical. It is emotional. You cannot think your way out of an emotional state. You must act your way out. A small action shifts the emotional state faster than 1,000 thoughts. People often say they are stuck. They are not stuck. They are paused by overthinking. Overthinking feels productive, but produces nothing. Decisive action feels uncomfortable, but creates progress. The body responds to movement. When you move, your posture changes. Your breathing changes. Your energy changes. Doubt loses power when your body is engaged in purpose. Sitting still makes doubt louder. Movement makes it quieter. Decisive action also simplifies life. When you decide, you remove options. Too many options drain energy. Decision restores energy. Even a wrong decision teaches you something. No decision teaches nothing. There is a moment each day when doubt tries to negotiate. It says maybe later. It says wait until tomorrow. It says someone else might do it better. That moment is critical. That is where decisive action must step in, not tomorrow. Today, replacing doubt daily means you do not try to eliminate it forever. You manage it daily. You expect it to show up. You plan for it. And you respond with action. Start with small decisions. Do not practice decisiveness only on big moments. Practice it on small ones. Decide to start the task. Decide to make the call. Decide to write the first sentence. Those small decisions train your nervous system to handle bigger ones. Doubt weakens when it sees you move consistently. It no longer controls the outcome. That changes your inner relationship with fear. Fear does not disappear. It loses authority. Decisive action also builds momentum. Momentum is powerful. When you have it, things feel light. Tasks feel shorter. Obstacles feel manageable. Momentum begins with one decision followed by immediate movement. You do not need to solve the entire problem today. You need to take the next honest step. Action clarifies the path. Thinking alone rarely does. Many people confuse patience with waiting. Patience is not inactivity. Patience is steady action without panic. Decisive action can be calm. It does not need urgency. It needs commitment. Replacing doubt daily also changes your self-image. You stop seeing yourself as someone who hesitates. You start seeing yourself as someone who responds. That identity shift is powerful. It affects how others treat you. It affects what you attempt. There will be days when doubt feels stronger. Those are the days when decisive action matters most. You do not wait for courage on those days. You borrow it from discipline. Discipline acts even when feelings resist. The mind learns through evidence. Each time you act despite doubt, you provide evidence that you can handle discomfort. That evidence builds resilience. Resilience is earned through repeated exposure, not avoidance. Avoidance feeds doubt. It tells the mind this feeling is dangerous. Action tells the mind this feeling is temporary. That difference changes how fear is stored in memory. Decisive action does not require loud motivation. It requires quiet resolve, a simple inner statement followed by movement. No drama, no delay. When you replace doubt with action, you reclaim time. Doubt wastes hours. Action uses minutes. The difference over years is life-changing. You begin to trust yourself more. You stop asking for permission. You stop waiting for approval. You become more direct in your communication, more grounded in your choices. This practice also reduces regret. Regret often comes from things not attempted, not things tried. Action may lead to adjustment. Inaction leads to what if. Daily decisive action builds a habit of courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the habit of acting anyway. Habits shape character. Character shapes destiny. You are not required to move fast. You are required to move honestly. Honest action aligned with your years strengthens you from the inside. Each day offers chances to choose action. They are often small and easy to miss. Answer the message. Start the work. Speak the truth calmly. Those moments matter. Over time, you will notice doubt still appears, but it no longer stops you. It becomes background noise. Action becomes the main voice. That is how growth happens. Not through waiting for perfect certainty, through choosing movement again and again. Repeat daily, not by fighting it, not by arguing with it, by stepping forward while it is still talking. Do that long enough, and you will look back and realize the person who hesitated has been replaced by someone who decides and moves. And that person wins not by chance, but by choice. Number 4. Practice discipline when feelings resist effort. Discipline becomes necessary the moment feelings stop cooperating. Feelings are unreliable partners. They change with sleep, hunger, stress, and mood. If effort depended on feeling ready, very little would ever get done. Most people wait for motivation and call it normal. But progress belongs to those who act even when motivation stays quiet. There are days when effort feels heavy before you even begin. Your body resists. Your mind looks for comfort. Everything inside you asks for ease. That moment reveals who is in charge. Feelings want relief. Discipline wants results. One asks, how do I feel? The other asks, what needs to be done? Discipline is not harsh. It is steady. It does not argue with feelings. It simply refuses to let them make decision. You can feel tired and still act. You can feel unsure and still show up. You can feel bored and still finish. Discipline accepts feelings without obeying them. Most people misunderstand discipline. They think it means force or punishment. It does not. Discipline is a quiet agreement you make with yourself to follow through regardless of mood. It is self-respect in action. It is choosing long-term benefit over short-term comfort. Feelings resist effort because effort requires energy. The mind naturally tries to conserve energy. It looks for reasons to delay. That response is human. But growth requires a different response. Growth requires choosing effort, even when it feels inconvenient. The strongest people are not those who feel inspired every day. They are those who act when inspiration is absent. They do not negotiate with their feelings every morning. They already decided what kind of person they are going to be. Discipline works best when it is simple. You do not need dramatic rules. You need clear expectations. Start when you said you would. Do what you committed to. Stop when it is complete. Simplicity removes mental friction. When feelings resist effort, the first step is not intensity. It is movement. Start small. Open the notebook. Stand up. Take one step. Movement creates momentum. Momentum quiets resistance. Discipline also protects your confidence. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen trust. Each time you break one, you weaken it. Over time, this determines how seriously you take yourself. People who lack discipline often doubt themselves. People who practice discipline develop self-trust. They know they will show up even when it feels uncomfortable. That knowledge is calming. It reduces anxiety. Feelings often exaggerate difficulty. They make tasks feel heavier than they are. Discipline reveals reality. Once you the task is rarely as hard as imagined. Resistance lives before action, not during it. There will be days when effort feels pointless, when progress seems slow, when results are invisible. Those are discipline days. Those days shape character more than easy ones. Anyone can act when rewards are clear. Few act when rewards are delayed. Delayed reward is where discipline earns its value. You act today for a benefit you may not see immediately. That requires belief. Belief that effort compounds. Belief that consistency matters. Belief that small actions accumulate. Discipline also reduces emotional swing. When your routine stays stable, your mood stabilizes. You stop riding highs and lows. You become more even, more reliable. That reliability becomes a strength. Others notice. Practicing discipline when feelings resist effort teaches emotional maturity. You learn that feelings are errands, not commands. They inform you of your state, but they do not decide your behavior. This skill changes relationships as well. You become less reactive, less impulsive, more intentional. You speak more thoughtfully. You listen better. Discipline sharpens awareness. Many people wait for perfect conditions. Discipline creates conditions. It does not wait for energy. It creates energy through action. The body responds to effort with increased capacity. You do not need to eliminate discomfort. You need to tolerate it. Tolerance grows through exposure. Each time you act despite resistance, you increase your tolerance. What once felt hard becomes normal. Discipline is built in private moments. No audience, no applause, just a decision followed by action. That is where strength forms. When you practice discipline, you stop asking how long it will take. You focus on showing up today. That reduces overwhelm. You deal with the present, not the entire journey. Feelings want immediate relief. Discipline wants long-term freedom. Comfort now often leads to stress later. Effort now often leads to ease later. Discipline understands this trade. There will be moments when quitting feels logical, when excuses sound reasonable. Discipline does not argue with logic. It returns to commitment. It asks what was decided before feelings entered the room. Discipline also builds identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries. You see yourself as someone who finishes. That identity influences future choices automatically. This practice is not about being perfect. You will miss days. You will slip. Discipline is not ruined by mistake. It is strengthened by returning quickly. The faster you return, the stronger the habit becomes. Practicing discipline daily simplifies decision-making. You remove debate. You know what you do, even when you do not feel like it. That clarity saves mental energy. The reward for discipline is not just results. It is peace. Peace is knowing you are living in alignment with your values. Peace from knowing you can rely on yourself. Over time, feelings begin to cooperate more often. Not because you control them, but because they adapt to your habit. The mind learns that effort is non-negotiable. Discipline also increases pride. Not loud pride, quiet pride. The kind that comes from integrity, from doing what you said you would do. You begin to respect yourself more. Others sense that. They trust you more. Opportunities increase because reliability attracts responsibility. Practice discipline when feelings resist effort. Not by fighting yourself, but by leading yourself. Lead with calm direction. Lead with patience. Lead with consistency. Each day you choose effort over ease. You strengthen your inner authority. That authority carries into every area of life. Discipline is not something you have. It is something you practice. Practice it, especially on days when it feels unnecessary. Those days prepare you for the days when it is essential. Do this long enough, and effort becomes familiar. Resistance loses its power. You stop waiting to feel ready. You act because acting is who you are. That is how discipline transforms life. Quietly, steadily, one choice at a time. Number 5. Anchor confidence through daily kept promises. Confidence is often misunderstood. Many believe it comes from talent, praise, or past success. In reality, confidence is built much closer to home. It is built in private moments when no one is watching. It is built through promises you make to yourself and then keep. When those promises are broken, confidence weakens. When they are honored, confidence anchors itself deeply. Every promise you make to yourself creates an expectation. Your mind remembers whether you follow through or not. It keeps quiet score. If you say you will do something and you do it, your mind learns that your words matter. If you say you will do something and you avoid it, your mind learns not to trust you. That trust, or lack of it, becomes confident. Many people try to boost confidence by thinking positively. Positive thinking helps, but it is fragile without evidence. Evidence comes from action. Kept promises are evidence. They prove to your mind that you are reliable. That proof settles doubt in a way words alone never can. Daily promises should be small and realistic. Confidence grows faster when promises are achievable. Saying you will change everything at once creates pressure. Pressure leads to avoidance. Avoidance damages trust. Simple promises build momentum. Drink water in the morning. Start work on time. Finish one task completely. These actions seem small, but their impact is large. When you keep a promise, your body responds. You feel steadier. Your posture improves. Your breathing slows. You feel more grounded. These physical signals reinforce belief. Confidence is not just mental, it lives in the body. Broken promises create internal tension. You may not notice it immediately, but it shows up as hesitation. You second-guess yourself more. You hesitate before committing. That hesitation is the mind protecting itself from disappointment. It learned caution from past letdowns. Keeping promises repairs that relationship. Each kept promise sends a clear message. You can rely on me. That message becomes identity. Identity shapes behavior automatically. When you see yourself as reliable, you act accordingly without forcing it. Confidence anchored through daily promises is stable. It does not depend on praise. It does not collapse with criticism. It does not disappear after a bad day. It stays because it is rooted in habit. People often search for confidence before acting. That search delays growth. Confidence follows action, not the other way around. Action followed by completion creates certainty. Certainty becomes confidence. The key is honesty. Do not promise what you cannot deliver. Overpromising weakens confidence, even if intentions are good. Underpromise and follow through. That builds trust faster than ambition without execution. Daily promises also create structure. Structure reduces anxiety. When you know what you will do today, you feel calmer. Calm supports focus. Focus improves results. Results reinforce confidence. This process also strengthens discipline without force. When promises are clear, discipline becomes easier. You are not negotiating with yourself all day. You already decided. Keeping promises teaches patience. You stop rushing progress. You focus on consistency. Confidence grows quietly through repetition. This approach also changes how you speak to yourself. Harsh self-talk fades. Encouragement replaces criticism. You begin to speak as someone who believes in follow-through. There will be days when you fail to keep a promise. That happens to everyone. What matters is response. Return quickly. Adjust the promise. Recommit without drama. Recovery strengthens confidence more than perfection. Daily kept promises also improve boundaries. You stop agreeing to everything. You respect your limits. You protect your time. Others sense that clarity and respond with respect. This practice builds emotional strength. You feel less dependent on mood. You act because you decided, not because you feel like it. That reliability becomes empowering. Confidence anchored in promises also affects decision-making. You trust your judgment. You stop over-explaining. You choose and move forward. You begin to notice a shift in how challenges feel. Problems feel manageable. Setbacks feel temporary. You do not panic as quickly. That calm confidence attracts opportunities. Your inner voice changes tone. It becomes firm but kind. Direct but patient. That voice guides you fresher. This confidence is earned. That is why it lasts. It cannot be taken away easily. No one can argue with your experience. Each day offers chances to build or weaken confidence. The choice is made in small moments. Follow through or delay. Finish or avoid. Begin or postpone. Anchor confidence through daily kept promises by respecting yourself enough to keep your word. That respect grows into belief. Belief grows into action. Action grows into results. Over time, you become someone who trusts themselves. That trust becomes the foundation for growth, leadership, and resilience. Confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you build deliberately. One promise at a time. Keep your promises today. Tomorrow becomes easier because of it. That is how confidence stops being fragile and becomes unshakable. Number 6, choose progress today, regardless of mood. Mood is a visitor. Progress is a decision. Most people allow mood to decide how much effort they give today. When mood is high, they act. When mood is low, they wait. That pattern creates an uneven life. Growth requires a steadier approach. Progress must be chosen even when the mood does not agree. Mood changes for many reasons. Sleep, weather, stress, conversations, thoughts you did not invite. If progress depends on mood, then progress becomes accidental. Some days move forward. Some days stall. Over time, that inconsistency adds up, and frustration grows. Choosing progress today means deciding that movement matters more than feeling good. It means separating emotion from commitment. You can feel low and still move forward. You can feel flat and still take action. You can feel irritated and still do what matters. Progress does not demand energy or strength. It demands direction. Direction gives effort a place to go. Without direction, energy scatters. With direction, even small effort creates results. Many people wait to feel inspired before they begin. Inspiration is unpredictable. Progress is reliable. Progress shows up when you decide to act, despite how you feel. When you choose progress regardless of mood, you train emotional independence. You stop being controlled by inner weather. You become someone who acts from values, not feelings. That is emotional strength. This does not mean ignoring feelings. It means acknowledging them without allowing them to run the day. Feelings can sit in the back seat. They do not need the wheel. Progress today can be small, very small. That is enough. One completed task, one honest conversation, one step forward. Small progress still counts. Small progress compounds. Mood often improves after action. Action creates engagement. Engagement creates momentum. Momentum shifts emotion. Waiting for mood to improve before acting often keeps mood stuck. Progress builds self-respect. Each time you move forward despite mood, you send a message. You matter. Your goals matter. Your effort matters. That message builds inner strength. When mood controls behavior, regret follows. Regret weighs heavy. Choosing progress reduces regret. Even if the day is not perfect, you know you showed up. Progress also reduces anxiety. Anxiety grows in inactivity. The mind fills empty space with worry. Action gives the mind something constructive to focus on. Choosing progress today also clarifies priorities. You stop chasing comfort. You choose alignment. Alignment brings peace. Peace does not require happiness. It requires integrity. There will be days when mood feels heavy. Those days are training days. They strengthen resilience. Acting on good days builds results. Acting on hard days beats character. Determines long-term success more than talent. Talent without consistency fades. Character sustains effort. Progress regardless of mood also builds patience. You stop demanding quick emotional payoff. You accept delayed satisfaction. That acceptance supports long-term goals. This choice simplifies life. Instead of asking, "How do I feel?" you ask, "What matters today?" That question is easier to answer. It removes drama. It restores focus. Progress also protects confidence. When you only act when you feel good, confidence becomes fragile. When you act regardless, confidence becomes stable. You trust yourself more. People who choose progress daily feel grounded. They are less reactive, less impulsive, more deliberate. That steadiness is attractive and tan to others. You do not need to push hard every day. You need to show up every day. Showing up is progress. Starting is progress. Continuing is progress. There is freedom in separating mood from movement. You stop being hostage to feelings. You lead yourself with clarity. Progress today might not change everything. That is not the goal. The goal is consistency. Consistency shapes outcomes over time. Mood often lies. It tells you today does not matter. It tells you effort is wasted. It tells you rest is better than action. Progress tells the truth. Small actions matter. Effort accumulates. Rest can follow work. Choosing progress also builds trust in the process. You stop needing daily proof. You believe that steady effort pays off. This mindset reduces pressure. You are not trying to win the day. You are trying to move forward a little. That feels manageable. Progress, regardless of mood, teaches humility. You accept that you are human. Some days feel better than others, but commitment remains. This practice changes how you view setbacks. A bad mood does not become a bad day. A bad day does not become a bad week. You recover fast. Recovery speed matters more than avoidance. Everyone has low mood days. The difference is how quickly they return to progress. Progress also strengthens discipline naturally. Discipline grows through repeated choice, not force. Each day you choose progress. You strengthen the habit. Over time, this becomes identity. You see yourself as someone who keeps moving. That identity influences future decisions automatically. When challenges arise, you are less shaken. You know how to act even when you do not feel like it. That knowledge is empowering. Choosing progress today, regardless of mood, also builds hope. Hope grows from evidence. Evidence comes from action. Action creates courage. You stop waiting for life to feel easier. You build strength where you are. Strength makes life easier later. This approach is simple but not easy. Simplicity does not mean comfort. It means clarity. Every morning offers a choice. Let mood decide or let values decide. Values lead to progress. Progress leads to growth. Make the choice today. Move forward even a little. That is enough. Do it again tomorrow. Over time, those choices create a life that is not controlled by mood but guided by purpose. That is how progress becomes a habit, and growth becomes inevitable. Number 7, train focus by repeating one priority. Focus is not something you find. It is something you train. Most people believe focus comes from effort or pressure. In truth, focus comes from simplicity, repeated daily. When the mind is given too many priorities, it scatters. When it is given one clear priority, it settles. Every day, the world pulls your attention in dozens of directions. Messages, tasks, opinions, worries, noise. Attention gets divided before it ever gets directed. By the time most people try to focus, they are already mentally exhausted. Training focus means deciding in advance where attention belongs. Repeating one priority is not limiting. It is freeing. It removes confusion. It removes mental clutter. It gives your mind a single anchor point. That anchor creates clarity. The mind performs best when it knows what matters most. Right now. Not everything matters equally. Treating everything as urgent weakens focus. Choosing one priority restores it. This does not mean ignoring responsibility. It means ranking it. One priority becomes the center. Everything else becomes support or background. When you repeat the same priority daily, you teach your brain what deserves attention. Repetition creates familiarity. Familiarity creates efficiency. Efficiency improves performance. People often say they lack focus. What they lack is decision. Decision comes before focus. Decide what matters today, and focus follows. One priority repeated daily also reduces stress. Stress often comes from juggling too many mental demands. A single priority simplifies thinking. Simplicity calms the nervous system. Focus improves when the mind trusts direction. When direction changes constantly, the mind stays alert and anxious. When direction stays consistent, the mind relaxes and engages. Repeating one priority also builds momentum. Progress becomes visible. Visible progress reinforces commitment. Commitment deepens focus. This practice trains patience. You stop jumping to new tasks for stimulation. You stay with one thing long enough to see results. That patience strengthens concentration. Focus is weakened by novelty. The mind chases new information. Repeating one priority counters that urge. It teaches the mind to stay. Staying is a skill. It must be practiced. Each day you return to the same priority, you strengthen that skill. This approach also builds discipline naturally. You are not forcing attention. You are guiding it. Guidance is gentler and more effective than force. Repeating one priority improves decision-making. When you know what matters, you say no more easily. You protect your time. You reduce distractions. Distractions do not disappear. They lose importance. Importance determines attention. Attention determines outcome. When one trains focus this way, you stop reacting to urgency. You respond to importance. That shift changes productivity and peace. Focus also improves memory. When attention stays on one thing, information is processed more deeply. You understand better. You retain more. People with strong focus appear calm. They are not rushed. They are intentional. That calm presence influences others. Repeating one priority daily also builds identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who follows through. That identity strengthens consistency. This practice does not require long hours. It requires daily return. Return to the same priority even briefly. Brief focus, repeated beats. Long focus, attempted rarely. Focus improves when expectations are realistic. One priority is realistic. 10 priorities invite failure. Training focus this way also protects energy. Energy leaks through distraction. Focus conserves it. Conserved energy improves endurance. Endurance matters more than bursts. Sustainable progress requires sustained attention. When focus is trained daily, the mind becomes quieter. Fewer internal arguments, less mental noise, more clarity. Clarity leads to confidence. Confidence reduces hesitation. Hesitation wastes time. This approach also reduces overwhelm. Overwhelm comes from mental overload. One priority removes overload. Repeating one priority creates rhythm. Rhythm stabilizes effort. Stability is results. Focus is not rigid. It is flexible within structure. One priority guides the day, while allowing adjustment. This method teaches you to finish. Finishing builds satisfaction. Satisfaction reinforces motivation. You stop chasing quick win. You build meaningful progress. Meaningful progress lasts. Training focus by repeating one priority also improves emotional regulation. You are less reactive to interruptions. You return to center more easily. Returning to center is a powerful skill. It keeps you grounded under pressure. This practice strengthens trust in yourself. You know you will return to what matters even if distracted temporarily. Distraction happens. What matters is recovery speed. Repetition improves recovery. Over time, focus becomes easier. Not because life gets quieter, but because your mind gets trained. You begin to notice what truly matters. Everything else fades into background noise. Repeating one priority daily also builds pride. Quiet pride from consistency. Consistency shapes character. Character shapes outcome. Focus is not about intensity. It is about loyalty to what matters. Be loyal to one priority today. Return to it tomorrow. Let repetition do its work. That is how focus becomes a strength, not a struggle. Every time you will realize your attention is no longer scattered. It is directed, and directed attention changes everything. Number 8. Condition mind to expect personal victory. The mind is always expecting something. It wakes up each day prepared to confirm what it already believes. If it expects disappointment, it looks for proof. If it expects struggle, it notices obstacles first. If it expects progress, it pays attention to opportunity. Expectation is not hope. Expectation is a quiet assumption about how life responds to you. Conditioning the mind to expect personal victory is not about arrogance. It is about training the mind to assume effort will pay off. It is about replacing the habit of bracing for failure with the habit of preparing for success. Most people do the opposite without realizing it. They prepare emotionally for things to go wrong. Then they call it being realistic. The mind learns through repetition and experience. It watches what usually happens after you try. If you quit early, it learns that effort leads to frustration. If you stay engaged, it learns that effort leads somewhere. Over time, these lessons become expectations. Personal victory does not mean winning every situation. It means expecting yourself to handle whatever shows up. It means trusting your ability to respond. That trust changes behavior before outcomes change. When the mind expects victory, it acts differently. You start tasks sooner. You speak with more clarity. You take responsibility fast. You do not wait for permission. You move with quiet confidence. Expectation shapes posture. People who expect to fail shrink. People who expect to win stand differently. They breathe differently. They look forward, not down. These physical signals reinforce mental belief. Conditioning the mind begins with awareness. Notice what you expect before you act. Do you expect difficulty or progress? Do you expect rejection or connection? Do you expect failure or learning? Those expectations guide effort. Many people sabotage themselves by expecting resistance. They assume things will be hard. Then they brace emotionally. That bracing drains energy. Expecting progress conserves energy. Expectation also affects patience. When you expect victory, you tolerate delay better. You do not panic when results take time. You trust the process. That trust keeps you consistent. Conditioning the mind requires evidence. Evidence comes from small wins, not dramatic achievements. Small wins repeated daily. Finish tasks, solve problems, keep commitments. These experiences teach the mind that you follow through. The mind believes what it sees repeatedly. Show it progress consistently and expectation shifts naturally. You do not need to convince it with words alone. Expectation also shapes resilience. When setbacks occur, a conditioned mind does not interpret them as final. It sees them as temporary. That interpretation keeps you moving. People who expect victory recover faster. They do not dwell long on mistakes. They adjust and continue. That speed matters. This conditioning process is quiet. It happens internally. Others may not notice immediately, but your decisions change. Your tone changes. Your presence changes. Conditioning the mind also involves controlling input. What you consume mentally influences expectation. Constant exposure to negativity trains the mind to expect failure. Choose inputs that support growth. Your internal dialogue matters. To yourself as someone capable of overcoming, not someone waiting to be proven wrong. Expectation is reinforced by preparation. When you prepare, you signal belief. When you avoid preparation, you signal doubt. Preparation strengthens expectation because it aligns behavior with belief. Conditioning the mind to expect victory also improves focus. You stop scanning for threats. You focus on solutions. That focus improves performance. This expectation reduces fear. Fear often comes from uncertainty. Expecting victory creates certainty of effort, if not outcome. That certainty calms the nervous system. Victory expectation does not ignore reality. It engages with reality more effectively. You see problems clearly without being overwhelmed by them. Over time, the mind stops asking, "Will this work?" and starts asking, "How can I make this work?" That shift changes everything. This conditioning also affects relationships. You communicate with confidence. You listen without defensiveness. You assert boundaries calmly. Expecting personal victory also reduces comparison. You stop measuring yourself against others. You measure yourself against progress. When the mind expects growth, it welcomes challenge. Challenge becomes proof of movement, not threat. This conditioning requires consistency. Expectation fades if not reinforced. Reinforce it daily through action and reflection. Reflect on progress. Acknowledge effort. This acknowledgement trains the mind to recognize success. Avoid dwelling on failure. Learn and move on. Dwelling teaches the mind to expect repetition of failure. Conditioning the mind also improves decision-making under pressure. Expectation of capability reduces panic. You think more clearly. Clear thinking improves outcomes. Improved outcomes reinforce expectation. The cycle strengthens. Expecting personal victory also builds calm optimism. Not excitement, not fantasy. Calm belief in ability. That belief sustains effort over time. It keeps you engaged when results are delayed. Conditioning the mind to expect victory is a responsibility. No one else can do it for you. External encouragement helps, but internal expectation drives behavior. Daily routines support this conditioning. Consistent habits create predictable progress. Predictable progress builds expectation. When you wake up expecting to move forward, you already won part of the battle. The rest becomes execution. This expectation changes how you face uncertainty. You no longer freeze. You explore. Exploration leads to learning. Learning leads to improvement. Condition the mind patiently. Do not rush belief. Let it grow through experience. Over time, expecting personal victory becomes natural. It feels normal. It feels calm. You stop hoping things work out. You expect to work things out. That expectation shapes your future quietly, but powerfully. And that is how belief becomes behavior. And behavior becomes results. Condition the mind daily. Let expectation guide effort. Personal victory begins there. Number 9. Commit daily to winning internal battles. Every day begins with a quiet contest inside you. Before the world asks anything from you, your mind already starts negotiating. One voice wants comfort. Another wants growth. One wants ease. Another wants progress. These are internal battles, and they decide far more than circumstances ever will. The life you live is shaped by which voice you commit to listening to. Winning internal battles does not mean silencing feelings. It means choosing direction when feelings pull you away from it. Most people lose their day before it starts. because they never decide who is in charge internally. They drift, they react, they follow impulses and call it normal. Internal battles are small but frequent. Get up or stay in bed. Speak up or stay quiet. Start now or delay. Eat well or reach for convenience. Focus or distract. Each choice looks minor. Together they build character. Committing daily means you do not rely on luck. You expect these battles to appear. You prepare for them mentally. You decide ahead of time that you will choose what moves you forward. Internal battles are exhausting only when you avoid deciding. Decision reduces tension. Indecision stretches it. When you decide who leads your actions, you free energy. The strongest battles happen in moments no one sees. Those moments matter most. There is no applause, no recognition, just integrity. Integrity is alignment between what you believe and what you do. Winning internal battles builds self-respect. Each time you choose discipline over impulse, you reinforce trust in yourself. That trust becomes strength. People often think success comes from external victories. Those victories are built on internal ones. If you cannot manage your inner world, the outer world will always feel overwhelming. Internal battles do not disappear with success. They increase. Responsibility brings new pressure. Growth demands stronger internal leadership. Commitment is not emotion, it is decision. Decide daily that you will lead yourself even when it feels uncomfortable. Internal battles are predictable. You know when they will show up, when it is time to work, when it is time to rest, when it is time to speak truth. Awareness gives you an advantage. Winning these battles does not require intensity, it requires consistency. Calm decisions repeated daily outperform dramatic effort done occasionally. Internal battles shape habits. Habits shape identity. Identity shapes destiny. This chain begins with daily commitment. Many people look for external motivation. Motivation fades. Commitment stays. Commitment says act regardless of mood. Winning internal battles also builds emotional stability. You stop being controlled by momentary feelings. You respond instead of react. This practice reduces regret. Regret often comes from knowing you chose comfort over growth. Choosing growth reduces that burden. Internal battles often feel uncomfortable. That discomfort is temporary. The satisfaction of winning lasts longer. Losing internal battles teaches the mind that avoidance is acceptable. Winning teaches the mind that effort is rewarded. The mind learns quickly. Feed it evidence of strength and it expects strength. Feed it evidence of avoidance and it expects weakness. Internal battles are personal, no comparison needed. Your battle is not someone else's. Focus inward. Commitment also builds confidence. Confidence grounded in experience, not opinion. Experience of showing up. When you commit daily, you simplify decisions. You already know what to choose. This clarity saves energy. Internal battles also affect relationships. When you manage yourself well, you communicate more calmly. You listen better. You react less. This commitment improves health. You choose rest intentionally. You choose movement deliberately. You choose nourishment with awareness. Internal battles also shape focus. You decide what deserves attention. Attention becomes aligned with values. Committing daily builds resilience. Resilience is not toughness. It is recovery speed. You recover faster because you do not abandon yourself. There will be days you lose a battle. That happens. Commitment is not broken by a loss. It is strengthened returning the next day. Return quickly, without self-punishment. Self-punishment weakens commitment. Self-correction strengthens it. Winning internal battles requires honesty. Admit when you are avoided. Admit when you are tired. Honesty allows adjustment. This commitment teaches humility. You learn you are human. You learn to work with that reality instead of fighting it. Internal battles also teach patience. Progress takes time. Winning daily does not mean perfection. It means direction. Direction matters more than speed. Direction keeps you aligned. Committing daily also builds calm confidence. You trust yourself to handle challenges. That trust reduces fear. Fear often comes from lack of self-trust. Build trust through daily commitment. Internal battles are where leadership begins. You cannot lead others if you cannot lead yourself. This commitment creates inner peace. Peace does not mean absence of challenge. It means clarity of choice. Clarity reduces mental noise. Less noise improves focus. Over time, internal battles feel less dramatic. Choices become automatic. Habits form. Habits free mental space. That space allows creativity and growth. Commitment also builds purpose. You feel connected to your goals. You know why you act. Purpose strengthens endurance. Endurance sustains effort. Inner battles are daily opportunities, not threats. Opportunities to prove to yourself who you are becoming. Do not underestimate these moments. They compound. Each day you commit, you strengthen inner authority. Authority over impulses. Authority over excuses. That authority creates freedom. Freedom to act intentionally. Commit daily. Lead yourself. Win the quiet battles. Those wins create a life of stability, strength, and progress. That is how lasting success is built. Quietly, internally, daily. Number 10, reinforce identity by acting like winner. Identity is not what you say you are. Identity is what you practice being every day. You do not become a winner by wishing or waiting. You become a winner by acting in ways that align with winning behavior long before results show up. Action teaches the mind who you are faster than any affirmation ever could. Most people want confidence before they act like winners. That is backward. Identity is shaped from the outside in. You act first. The mind observes. Then belief follows. When your actions match the behavior of someone who expects to win, your identity begins to shift naturally. Acting like a winner does not mean acting superior. It means acting responsible. Winners show up on time. Winners prepare. Winners listen. Winners finish what they start. These actions are quiet and often unnoticed. That is why many overlook them. Your mind is always watching your behavior. It is constantly asking, can I trust this person? Each action answers that question. When your actions are aligned with discipline, focus, and effort, the mind answers yes. That yes becomes identity. Reinforcing identity through action removes inner conflict. When words and behavior match, tension fades. You feel grounded. You feel aligned. Alignment creates peace. Many people struggle because their actions and goals are disconnected. They want success but act inconsistently. That gap creates frustration. Acting like a winner closes that gap. Winners do not wait for ideal conditions. They work with what is available. They adapt, they adjust, they continue. That adaptability is part of identity. Identity strengthens through repetition. One winning action does not change much. Repeated winning actions change everything. Repetition creates normalcy. Normalcy creates belief. Acting like a winner also changes self-talk. You speak differently when you respect your action. You stop criticizing and start correcting. Correction builds growth. Criticism builds hesitation. Your posture matters. How you sit, how you stand, how you move. Physical behavior influences mental identity. Carry yourself with intention. That intention reinforces confidence. Winners manage time deliberately. They do not rush unnecessarily. They do not procrastinate habitually. They respect their schedule. That respect signals self-worth. Acting like a winner also means owning mistakes. Avoidance weakens identity. Ownership strengthens it. Winners adjust quickly without excuses. This behavior builds credibility with yourself. Credibility is internal first. External recognition follows later. Winners focus on what they can control. They do not waste energy blaming circumstances. Control strengthens identity. Blame weakens it. Identity is reinforced when decisions align with values. Choose honesty. Choose effort. Choose consistency. These choices build character. Acting like a winner also shapes environment. You organize your space. You reduce clutter. You create order. Order supports clarity. Clarity improves focus. Focus improves results. Results reinforce identity. Winners invest in growth even when uncomfortable. They read. They learn. They reflect. Learning strengthens identity. This identity shift does not require big moments. It happens in daily routines, morning choices, work habit, evening reflections. Acting like a winner also means setting boundaries. You protect energy. You say no when needed. Boundaries reflect self-respect. Self-respect builds confidence. Confidence supports action. Action reinforces identity. Winners respond thoughtfully. They do not react impulsively. Thoughtful response shows emotional strength. Emotional strength stabilizes behavior. Stable behavior builds trust. Trust in yourself creates calm confidence. Calm confidence attracts opportunity. Acting like a winner also means persistent. You continue despite delay. You stay patient. Patience is a winning trait. Patience prevents burnout. Burnout weakens identity. Winners manage emotions without suppression. They acknowledge feelings but choose behavior deliberately. Deliberate behavior reinforces leadership. Leadership begins with self. Identity is reinforced when you keep commitments, follow through, finish tasks. Completion builds belief. Belief grounded in action is resilient. It does not collapse under pressure. Acting like a winner also means accepting feedback. Learning from feedback improves performance. Performance reinforces identity through evidence. Winners do not need constant validation. They validate themselves through effort. Effort becomes habit. Habit becomes character. Character guides decisions automatically. Automatic decisions reduce mental load. Reduced mental load increases clarity. Clarity improves confidence. Confidence encourages action. Action reinforces identity. This cycle strengthens with time. Acting like a winner also influences relationships. People respond to consistency. They trust reliability. Trust creates opportunity. Opportunity rewards preparation. Preparation reflects identity. Identity becomes visible. Over time, you stop trying to be a winner. You simply behave like one. The effort feels natural. That is the power of identity reinforced through action. It does not rely on mood. It does not depend on praise. It stands quietly. You wake up differently. You move with intention. You choose deliberately. These choices accumulate. One day you realize the question is no longer, can I win? The question becomes, what is the next challenge? That is when identity has shifted. Reinforce it daily. Act in alignment. Let behavior teach belief. That is how winners are built. From the inside out, through action, every single day.